called salt grit. White feeling is a distance away now, occurred in a scalar crisis that carries over, not in the calendar sense, discarding its modality that craves retaining the identity of frost. Resident in a recuperated state, lifting its white drop head even as the air fluctuates between a dial. If the salt in a pride wound, traipsing along feeling okay, up across the little bridge of phonation, the grit is a one rub sting for a cautery. Occasionally it pulls one in two. That surface all take care to slide on sometime as metals on metals, white substrata of powder held in gimbals. The grit is there for a reason, could whisper a series of utterances in my ear, I'd like you for it. For it I slide across the clay, gravel, hanging rectitudes of light on my side, uncalled for, as it finitely is desire. The ground is a veil and decidedly not safe anchorage, albeit tundra is the paraclete reticule, below 01 bleakly strafes over to clamp onto opacity. Only by a latent process of hardening rises the opal, adjusting to exterior things in white, dense in general, frozen to the onset of inflections. I caught a reversal of patience for the Arctic high order, or the constraint of adhesion. It wants collapse and pulses through thought when shards enter inert streams, though white feels hurt, struggles to reform itself. I'm now going to read the three sections that currently exist of this new long poem. The middle one is odd and I've never read it out before, so I'm going to have a go at that one too. Okay. So this is called The Droll Kingdom. What sprang past the shells was cogency, on shore to a long airy exchange, and so it weren't that brief interval they once said it was. Archaic swing down along the lines in the springtime of us. Baskets of orphism so droll like torn dress. Here and then, caliber beckons, is truncated to a useful fold-out coolness tools, all vestiges underfoot, or what refuse is, muffled up, safe and warm. Take someone else's devout nostalgia each day and touche, guts us, equably rendered by absent things as if they were present. Presently, denial of the existential balsam of the old sea bed up around our ears sounds like a crustacean beaming, a scold at its rosy anus. There's no more grace in it, a scion, a genius scion reverse, especially true in the area of work. Songs, and now the song is the work, they didn't come down from above. It was that omnidirectional swilling around like white ticks on the German bite. It was some void with a packet of energy wedged in tightly, not even jacked to absolute impartiality or a straight speech figure, quite candid, though that utterance gives us credence yet. Steel punched hard into granite, dreading that little shade past the imperative copula, which symbolically it was. Tempting, but cryptozoology is definitely not symbolic, notwithstanding its reprographic quality. Tongue of the cockatrice was forged prior to the tale, a vestigial magic. Wherever a rich laid canton is that beast rampant, in the pink of our black, that rose up from a muddy sable field flecked with ore. The double head is regardant this time, another fabulous device of the overlord. Shield movements account for some privilege, Darwinian and heraldic. The virtue of our parlance is that easy. Still, it must be easy. This promiscuity is the proper symptom of our virtue, our work, the only penitence we need. Reflect carefully on the reverse atavism of the Mustang, thoroughly bred wild, under the standard sign of errancy. Loping back to the blue vitamin bath, it's not immediately apparent whether this joust runs both ways simultaneously, like a two-headed cow or a Siamese twin. Struck out frankly, returning in a guise of ordinary, since that's where the armour joins in the pattern like the plates we walk daily about on, in a speculative fantasia of unity. The hint of this is nacreous, a part offence to either's trite obedience. Rows of trees make distinctly less sense to us, more to cupidity if, with bowls as blue as indigo silks of richer say. This cannot die back with the year. The rot is most welcome and vouched for. Aniline floats partly absorbed in a flow, where the azure skin refracts, akin to a field of couchant dynastic fauna. Chiefs and chevrons, an incredible romantic staying power. Of such fealty, archaic or literary, Two birds with unequal panache, one dull from scarcity, the other paradisiacal in giddy display from plenty of exotic victuals, is not equal to a socialite evolving its glossy wings for a keep-fit routine. A glade. On the rotten coniferous log, the Knight of Mercy rests, oxygen at 30% as the dragon rises in achromatic scales, their own hue lost, along with other wet dreams of chivalry. Under the glass, if the process of a Gaul must be seen in the middle ground of genre painting, a fess across this little harbour scene will split life from, something not quite like life, clams v sand as generic use value. How this again releases uncertainty into the Zorn is not apparent. Derogate oystery visions of moral instruction with gritting pearly molars, re-educate cavities to bear fruit on an August bank holiday to see your lovely investments grow, our fishy patrons of Ormulu over by the fountain be blessed. Primed for peer revelations of lyric proportions, the grit comes out. Little stones, plums, a shade cruel for ire, purified in a monetary shower of love. Here the ethical Jew pond sprouts gills, reselection trope for mood deregulation. The distaste is kept up the stylized sleeve, is the detached hand, minus the wrench. £20 buys all the pins you can eat. 10 buys all the Lambert compass points plus the tiniest little heart in the whole world fluttering against the nectar it needs so. The boat out is small into the aquifer, paper yellow into liquidity, like counter company. Bluebirds, blue eagles mostly, take the taste away, leaving nothing that resembles real hope. Whatever we look at, we see double. The lamplight, a flower flame, torch song for a secret faithful God with a striking but impossible rainbow crest above the split bauble of the globe on which the latitudes play a prerogative game of fretty, more and less sturdy than reason, the toy we can't see. A wave to the faux tournay, and through the portcullis with disgust ex cathedra, this quest rolls a hard road by the exit wound. There were many floral colour codes and checkered stars threatening to headbutt our nose of Renvier, busting our innards like 4 swans, 2 lines, homogeneous and fixing us blankly, wanting to make us very proud, ever so anaerobic, stringently cumulative, pulling out breech, original cleavage, legs first, arms, the cortex. Improvement is impersonated forever, likes to point forward with the ache holding the arrow it dares commend, which was falsely learnt in habit, and a buccal swarm for persuasion in the small forests of afternoon where it flows in guile of Astro Homer, and where I read the following, but not in this order.